So the next question is, what are your thoughts about reparations? Well, I support the H.R. 40 and Senate Bill 1083 for a commission to study reparations for African Americans. I think that is warranted because we've had 400 years of slavery, Jim Crow, and discrimination, going right down to the corporate crimes that stole disproportionately Black people's homes after the Great Recession. Black America lost half its wealth. It was during the Obama administration, but it was these corporate criminals like Steve Mnuchin, who's now the Treasury Secretary, and Wilbur Ross, who's now the Commerce Secretary. Mnuchin was head of One West, which was did a lot of predatory lending and foreclosures targeted at Black and Latino and Asian people, and was involved in the robo-signing scandal, which Wilbur Ross was right at the center of. He owned mortgage servicing companies, and that was just computerized theft without proper documentation of people's homes. And a lot of them were Black people. So what I'm saying is the dispossession of Black people, another example, post slavery and post Jim Crow was the discrimination by the U.S. Department of Agriculture against Black farmers, which was documented in court, and they're supposed to get reparations, which took a long time to, help them get more land, and it still hasn't been fully implemented. So that's with respect to African Americans. Now, they're not the only community in our country that deserves some form of repair or reparations for what has been done to them. We have 370 treaties with indigenous peoples, and we have violated a lot of them in terms of the services we agreed to provide, in terms of the land that was stolen. There's a treaty that affects Mexican Americans, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which settled the Mexican War in 1848, and that's a lands right question in New Mexico. So I think those are issues that in communities that need attention as well. So we can bring our society together on an equal basis. So, reparations is about making people whole and repairing damage. And I think another way we need to do reparations is this drug war, particularly targeted poor communities of color. And we need a Truth and Reconciliation Commission where these communities can talk about what happened to them and what they need to be made whole. And also the people that, perpetuated or perpetrated the harm on them would have an opportunity to, come clean and talk about, what was wrong about that. Because, as we saw in New York City with the stop and frisk, and they called it getting tossed. And, it was millions of them just because they were young and Black or brown. Usually didn't find, 90% they found nothing. Most of the charges they did find was possession of marijuana, and they ended up in the criminal justice system. I think some of the police officers that were involved in that probably regret that, and it'd be an opportunity for them to testify as well. So I think a Truth and Reconciliation Commission dealing with the war on drugs would also be appropriate under the broad rubric of reparations.